This is an easy tutorial on how to do the flying shell stitch. I'm going to be using a 4mm hook and some cotton yarn size 3. So for the stitch, you want to start with a foundation chain that's a multiple of 4 plus 2. So in my case, I have 14. For row 1, we're going to work a flying shell into the second chain from your hook. So I'll show you how to do that. So we're going to skip the first chain and onto the second, do a flying shell, which essentially is 1 single crochet, a chain 3, and 3 double crochets into the same chain. And this is a flying shell. That's 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, 3 double crochets. Now we're going to start our row repeat by skipping 3 chains. So skipping 1, 2, and 3, and onto the 4th doing a flying shell. So once again, that is 1 single crochet, a chain 3, and into the same chain, 3 double crochets. That's 2, and this here is 3. And so that's going to be my row repeat, skipping 3 and onto the next, do a flying shell. So I'll do that until the end of the row, and I will see you when I'm there. So at the end of the row here, you're going to be left with 4 chains. So you just want to skip 3 and onto the last one, do 1 single crochet. And this here is the end of row 1. For row 2, you want to start with a chain 3 and flip your work. You're going to do 1 double crochet into the first stitch, which is this one here. So 1 double crochet there. And now you're going to start your row repeat. You're going to skip 3 stitches, which is essentially your double crochets. So you're going to skip all 3 of them. And into the first chain, you're going to do a single crochet. Now you're going to work 1 V-stitch into the single crochet. So for a V-stitch, you want to do 1 double crochet, a chain 1, and another double crochet into the same stitch. So that is our V-stitch here. And now we're going to repeat, essentially skip 3. So you're skipping the double crochets again, doing 1 single crochet into the top of the chain 3. And now a V-stitch into the next single crochet. So for that, remember, it's a double crochet, chain 1, and into the same stitch, a double crochet. So that's going to be your row repeat. I will see you at the end of the row. So I'm at the end of the row here, and to finish off, I want to do my final skipping 3 stitches, which is the double crochets, doing 1 single crochet into the chain 3, the very first one. And now to finish this row, you want to do 2 double crochets into the last single crochet, which is kind of hiding down here. So into that single crochet, I'm going to do 2 double crochets to finish off row 2. And this here is the end of row 2. For row 3, you want to chain 3 and flip your work. You're going to work 3 double crochets into the first stitch, which is this one here. So we're going to do 1, 2, and 3. We're going to skip the next stitch, and now we're going to start our row repeat. So we're going to do 1 flying shell into the next single crochet. So we're skipping this one and into the next doing a flying shell, which is a single crochet, a chain 3, and 3 double crochets into the same stitch. Now we're going to skip the next V-stitch and go back to the beginning of the repeat, which is 1 flying shell into the next single crochet. So we're skipping the V-stitch and our single crochet is here. I just want you to see it. So right over there, we're going to do another flying shell. So that's going to be a single crochet, chain 3, and into the same stitch do 3 double crochets. This is your row repeat, starting at the flying shell stitch and then skipping the V-stitch. So you do that for however many stitches you have, and I will see you at the end of the row. So when you're at the end of the row, you're going to have the last V-stitch that you can skip. And so you're not going to do the same thing anymore to finish this row. You're going to go into the single crochet with a single crochet. Now you're going to chain 3. And rather than doing 3 double crochets like you would, you're going to do 2 double crochets together over the last 2 stitches you have, which is the double crochet here and the chain 3 or the turning chain. So we're going to do 2 double crochets together across those 2 stitches. So I'm going to stop there, go into the next one, and now finish off my 2 double crochet together. And this here is the end of row 3. For row 4, you want to chain 1 and flip your work. You want to do 1 V-stitch into the next single crochet, which is this one here. So we're going to do a V-stitch into that single crochet. Now you want to skip 3 stitches, which is your double crochets there, and do 1 single crochet into the top of the chain 3. And that is your row repeat. So we're going to do 1 V-stitch into the next single crochet. Skip the next 3 stitches and do 1 single crochet onto the top of the chain 3. So you repeat that however many times you need, and I will see you at the end of the row. So I'm finishing off here by doing my single crochet into the top of the turning chain. My very last single crochet. And this is the end of row 4. Row 5, you want to chain 1 and flip your work. You're going to do 1 flying shell into the first stitch. So my single crochet from the previous row here, I'm going to do a flying shell by chaining 1, or sorry, single crochet 1, chaining 3, and doing 3 double crochets into the same stitch. Now we're going to skip the next V-stitch and do 1 flying shell stitch into the next single crochet. So skipping this and into the next single crochet, which is here, I'm going to do a flying shell. And that is your row repetition, skipping the V-stitch and doing a flying shell into the single crochets. And I will see you at the end of the row. Okay, so I'm at the very end of the row here, and I have my last V-stitch to skip. So I'm going to skip that and do a single crochet onto the very last stitch, which is technically the turning chain. And this here is the end of row 5. So now moving forward, you just want to repeat rows 2 through 5 until you have the swatch or the desired length of your work. Here is the final result. These beautiful shells that are kind of sticking out from the work, just stacked on top of each other. This adds a really beautiful, different look to your work. Hey, while you're at it, why don't you just subscribe to my channel? Just do it. Just do it.